Did you know that each episode of Severance Season 2 costs around $20 million to make? Part of that budget probably went into giving the set designers full creative freedom, including using actual mid-century modern furniture instead of cheap replicas. Some pieces cost tens of thousands of dollars. But why? Why put real high-end mid-century furniture into a show about brainwashed office workers? Well, because Severance isn't just eerie because of its plot. It's eerie because of its design. The furniture choices aren't random. They subtly reinforce the show's unsettling stuck-in-time vibe. So today, we're gonna break it down, one iconic design at a time. Let's get into it. So the first item, do you remember the green vintage lounge chairs in Lumon's elevator lobby? The ones the innies see as they step off the elevator? Those sleek swivel chairs aren't just some generic prop. They're authentic mid-century pieces designed by Henry P. Glass. Henry P. Glass, by the way, had a fascinating life. He was born in Vienna in 1911 and survived imprisonment camps in Germany before moving to Chicago, US. He's also filed over 52 patents in a 70-year career. His European modernist roots, blended with American optimism, resulted in an innovative yet elegant design. He also studied under Mihaly Nagy, who is a Hungarian painter and photographer and was also a professor at the Bauhaus School. Henry P. Glass's approach was often multifunctional. He believed furniture could be playful and practical at once. He also designed folding chairs and even bird feeders. His creations were truly the essence of mid-century modern, with items such as the hairpin leg furniture. Glass had invented the hairpin leg, which was a slender U-shaped metal leg that used minimal material while providing strong support. He created a line of tables, chairs, and sofas with these bent steel legs in 1941. He mentions that this is something that he's most proud of, and even today you can see this feature in many popular furniture designs, and it's considered a modern classic. My favorite design from him is the Cricket folding chair, and he invented the Cricket, which was a compact folding chair in 1978. He utilized the principle of using absolute minimum of material to achieve a functional goal. It's such an amazing and intricate chair, and the influence can be seen in many portable outdoor and indoor chairs that strive to achieve that similar blend of convenience and aesthetics. He's also designed the arched coffee table from the intimate island suite, and it features walnut veneer, beautiful wood grain, upholstered top, and inset central glass. This table is so captivating, and the choice of materials are so special and makes the table such an amazing piece. You can probably tell by these pictures that it's a pretty unique table. This one goes for around $5,000 USD. He's also applied his own design philosophy to children's furniture in the 1950s to his swingline furniture line. The swingline collection he designed were modular, playful, and brightly colored. His use of rounded forms and bold colors helped influence later designs in juvenile furniture, and honestly, you can see a lot of this design influence today in a lot of staple brands, and I think the most notable one is IKEA's children furniture line. The lounge chair was designed in 1955, and it embodies Glass's design philosophy of functional beauty. It features a boxy frame with angled arms that appear to float above spread out legs. The idea was to create a chair that's comfortable and built to last, using a solid wood frame, a spring seat, and was visually light, almost as if it was hovering. It's a blend of a sturdy core with a floating appearance that just hits a sweet spot between durability and style. A fun fact is there are very few chairs made, so they're rare finds today. When one pops up on the vintage market, collectors pounce. In Severance, the production team chose these chairs to accent the sterile Lumon lobby with a dash of 1950s corporate chic. Glass's chairs set the tone, retro-futuristic comfort, with a hint of eeriness, welcoming you to the world of severed workers. And also recently, a chair was sold for around $4,000 USD. Now, let's go into Milchick's office. There's plenty of nice design items in his office, but in the corner is the Fardos lounge chair, a Brazilian mid-century marvel. Designed in 1968 by Ricardo Fasanello, this chair is the opposite of your standard office seat. It's low, loungy, and looks like modern art. In fact, Fasanello's Fardos was his first creation, consisting of 3 massive foam rolls strapped together. It's the kind of piece that screams 1960s experimentation and would make anyone that likes furniture do a double take. Ricardo Fasanello hailed from Brazil and had a flair for blending modernist forms with Brazilian materials. He wasn't formally trained as a designer, which gave him the freedom to break rules. And I think that's awesome because I'm also not formally trained as a designer, but I have a strong passion for design myself. Fasanello's constructed boats at 14 and he's designed lofts at 18. He was also very into automobile racing, where he designed and built race cars. His fascination with speed and mechanics influenced his design aesthetics and often featured round shapes with swiveling mechanisms, encouraging interaction and conversation. His armchairs are truly beautiful. He's designed the Gaivota chair from 1960s, which means seagull in Portuguese, and I can see the resemblance. He's also designed the Esfera in 1969, which means sphere or ball. In the 1960s, he designed the
Anel,
which means ring in Portuguese. And I love that for each of his designs, the name of the product is literally the inspiration behind it. The Fardos lounge chair was designed in 1968 and emerged from his desire to create something utterly different. A seat that prioritizes shape and concept over traditional structure. Comfort was somewhat secondary, dare we say. Fardos means a bundle or pack of goods, which makes a lot of sense as the Fardos lounge chair is essentially just 3 giant pillows strapped or bundled together. Fasanello presented the Fardos chair in Paris and Berlin exhibitions in 1971, and it definitely turned heads as it was his first international success. The design is often cited as part of the Brazilian modern movement, though it also aligns with the global radical design trend of the late 60s. Think Gaetano Paiste foam chairs or the playful pop art furniture of that era. A fun fact is that the Fardos lounge chair in Severance is an authentic piece from 1968 and was produced by Fasanello's own atelier located in Rio de Janeiro, Brazil. Recently, a Fardos chair sold for around $28,000 USD, and now it just sits at Season 2 office by the window. And if you're comparing this chair's freeform, low-slung style, it's really similar to the cult classic Togo from the 70s. Who knew Lumon has such sophisticated taste? From 1960s Brazil, let's jump to a 2000s design that looks right at home in the Severance world, the Nimrod Chair by Mark Newson. Yes, Lumon's designers aren't stuck in the past. They've picked a futuristic seat from 2002 that channels serious mid-century vibes. And there are smooth plastic lounge chairs in the room that look something out of the Jetsons. So who is Mark Newson? He's an acclaimed Australian designer known for iconic works like the Lockheed Lounge, that curvy aluminum chaise that even Madonna featured in her music video. Newson's style often blends retro space-age aesthetics with cutting-edge manufacturing. The Nimrod chair, produced by Magis in Italy, exemplifies this. It has a chunky, curved plastic base with removable cushioned pads for the seat and the back. Sort of a cool 60s mod lounge chair made with 21st century tech. In fact, Newson used an advanced process called blow molding, typically used to make plastic bottles to form the Nimrod's hollow body. The chair's closed vessel shape was perfect for this technology, resulting in a seamless, strong structure that's surprisingly lightweight. Essentially, Newson was updating the mid-century molded fiberglass chair concept, like Joe Colombo's chairs or Eero Aarnio's ball chair, using modern plastics. Newson once said he loves designs that appear simple but are technically complex to produce. The Nimrod fits that very well. Its form is bubbly and minimal, almost like a giant toy, reflecting Newson's belief that furniture can be fun as well as functional. The name Nimrod itself is playful. Historically, Nimrod was a biblical hunter, but in pop culture, thanks to Bugs Bunny, the term came to mean a lovable goof. Perhaps Newson liked that irony, a high design chair with a cheeky name. In Severance, they add a pop of color in an otherwise sterile space. The Nimrod style echoes 60s pop furniture. It could be cousins with, say, Werner Panton's famous 1967 plastic chair. So it bridges eras perfectly. It tells us that Lumon's taste isn't just mid-century, it's timelessly futuristic. It perfectly complements the sterile environment, adding just the right touch of design. You can get a Nimrod chair today for around $1,800 new through Magis, and that's pretty reasonable. Lastly, and obviously the most well-known name in design is Dieter Rams, the German legend of minimalism. All your favorite Apple devices and aesthetics are derived from Dieter Rams, which is ironic considering this is an Apple TV show. I also find it very interesting that Dieter Rams' design ethos matches very well with Lumon's office setting. I love how the show really pays attention to every detail. Not only do they compose a beautiful mise-en-scène, but even the designers of the items are relevant to the story. In some sense, I would even say that Lumon's desk accessories and gadgets could even be Apple products themselves. Severance gives us that nod with several items from Dieter Rams, including the T1000 radio, the FS80 television, the ET66 calculator, and the list goes on. But most notably, the wall-mounted sound system and the Vitsœ 620 chair. We'll talk about the Braun hi-fi stereo system first, which is the coolest wall-mounted record player you've probably never seen. The 1965 Braun audio unit was designed by Rams and it hangs up on the wall like a museum piece. So yeah, Lumon had great sound systems too. This unit, known as the Braun wall installation, combined a TS45 receiver, a TG60 reel-to-reel tape recorder, 2 L450 speakers, and a PCS5 turntable, all in one modular setup. And it hung up on the wall supported by Rams' 606 universal shelving unit, which was functional art at its finest. Dieter Rams approached electronics design with the same ethos as his furniture: minimal, intuitive, and sleek. In the mid-60s, while he was revolutionizing Braun's electronics, he moonlighted for Vitsœ, hence the shelving crossover. The Braun wall unit hi-fi was groundbreaking, and instead of a clunky console on the floor, you had this airy system mounted at eye level, and it was so modern and so tidy. Rams even made the turntable's plinth white and clean lined, echoing his earlier work on the famous SK4 Snow White's Coffin record player, which had a transparent lid and was ultra minimalist in 1956. By 1965, the wall unit took it further, everything modular and geometric with lots of white, gray, and silver. It's basically the ancestor of today's sleek soundbars and mounted TVs. Fun fact, because these Braun systems were produced in limited numbers, seeing one in Severance is a deep cut Easter egg. You can find a system for around 35,000 euros, which is around 38,000 American dollars. Now onto the 620 chair program. It has a low slung modular form and was designed by Rams in 1962. When he designed furniture for Vitsœ, a British-German furniture maker, his philosophy was less but better. And this philosophy is so relevant and distinct in the show's set design. Rams' 620 chair follows his famous 10 principles of good design. It's innovative, useful, aesthetic, and honest. At first glance, the 620 looks simple, almost plain, but as you look closer, it's a fully modular lounge chair. You can use it as a single chair or connect multiple units to form a sofa. You can switch out a low back for a high back, and it was built to last generations with a hard molded shell and replaceable components. In 1962, this was revolutionary. Rams essentially created a Lego kit for living room seating. Rams designed it to be understated, so it wouldn't dominate a room. After all, good design is unobtrusive and more bearable for a longer period of time. Amidst harsh fluorescent lights and clinical equipment, the 620 chair stands out as a quiet icon of design. The Lumon set designers deliberately used Rams furniture and electronics on the severed floor to amplify the show's themes. If you like comparisons, think of the 620 as Germany's answer to the Eames lounge chair. Both 1960s, both comfy, but Rams went for modular minimalism where Eames went for luxurious curves. In Severance, minimalism wins, underscoring that chilling corporate efficiency with a dash of design elegance. This chair is currently in production and it starts at around 5,300 American dollars. So Severance isn't just a masterpiece in storytelling, it's also a showcase of incredible architecture and furniture design. From these mid-century modern gems to the show's eerily sterile office aesthetic, every piece was chosen with intention. And honestly, there's so much more that I haven't even covered yet. For example, the phonograph by the Castiglione brothers, the Dansek pepper mills, and the stunning Gerald Luss house, and plenty of other design choices that make Severance feel like its own strange, timeless world. If you'd like me to cover more of these pieces, let me know. This was really fun for me to research, and I hope it was fun for you as well. I love diving into the world of design in shows like Severance. And as always, I love you, stay beautiful, stay blessed, and until next time.